In 2017, a credit bureau called Equifax got hacked with more data than some countries had since. A known flaw. A patch was available for months, and still the personal info of nearly 150 million people walked out the front door. Compliance boxes were checked. Scanners were running. The PDF said, "All good." The roof was caving in while the janitor kept mopping the same spot. That wasn't an accident. That was symptom, the logical endpoint of a disease I call enshittification. When a service gets hollowed out, its quality sacrificed to cheapness and convenience, until the thing you buy is a ghost of what you need. Ladies and gents, welcome to the Enshittification of Cybersecurity. This is Marcus Frex, and you are listening to Switchborn. We're locked in a race to the bottom, where companies don't compete on protection, they compete on who can sell the fastest, cheapest penetration test report. You're being handed a pretty PDF, generated by a mindless product, and told it's a comprehensive assessment. These products, automated scanners, are to real hacking what a child's finger painting is to the Sistine Chapel. They can tick off known flaws like a tourist checking landmarks. They cannot think. They don't chain three lows into one catastrophic critical. They don't see the business logic hole that lets you transfer $1 million for -1. They don't smell insecurity in that custom function. A tired developer wrote while thinking about a mortgage payment. Remember episode 5, how I hacked 4 banks at once? A scanner can stare straight at the login form. A human pivots through a forgotten debug endpoint, a misconfigured API, a bad assumption. These shittifications don't smell blood. Hackers do. Now the sales deck has a new incantation. AI. Algorithms that think like attackers. What a shit show. A parrot that mimics the words of a master without understanding any of it. In demos, magic. In the wild, paper armor. Fine for triage, hazardous for judgment. You cannot outsource consequence to autocomplete. Here's the paradox. True security requires artists. Rare, stubborn, passionate minds who live inside the code and breathe the architecture. But you can't buy an artist. You can only rent their artwork for a fleeting moment. Their time is finite, their attention non-scalable. Into that vacuum rush, the charlatans with scripts and buzzwords, selling a placebo to people desperate to believe they're safe. Placebos don't stop bullets. So what do? Same answer as always. No shortcut, no magic bullet. Seek the artist, not the logo. Pay for the aftermath, not the applause line. Reward the habit of telling you what hurts instead of printing what flatters. If you need to, don't buy a security product from a wholesaler. Buy it from a company that only works on cybersecurity. Would you buy a watch from a Japanese or Swiss watch company? Or a cheap Chinese watchmaker pricing watches in kilos? I'll say it plain for those in the back. The race to the bottom isn't a security problem. It is the funeral of security. It replaces culture with checklist, wisdom with workflow, consequence with compliance. You bought the service. You got the report. You are secure until you are fucked forever. Cybersecurity, when it works, is built on 3 uncomfortable truths. 1. Talent beats tools when context matters. 2. Curiosity outpaces wholesaler catalogs. And 3. Integrity survives. If you need to be admired, make them admire your consequences, not your purchase order. What actually changes the outcome? Map the real attack surface, not the diagram in the RFP, not the golden path demo app. The messy, lived-in edges, debug endpoints, chrome glue, one-off microservices, shadow SaaS. That's where gravity pulls. Let humans chain the improbable. A scanner sees 3 lows, an artist sees an angle, a timing quirk, an auth blip, a misplaced trust, and turns it into a breach you'd swear was impossible. Treat AI like a power tool, not a pilot. Use it to sift, not to decide. To summarize logs, not to interpret intent. Give it guardrails, then let the human drive. Budget for consequence, not ceremony. If the only artifact you demand is a PDF, the only truth you'll get is the one that fits on a page. When you buy cheap, you buy twice. If you don't know what to buy, hire a hacker, but not a lamer with a ceremony of bullshit certificates, but a respected one with a ceremony of souvenirs remained from wild hunts. And he will tell you exactly what you need, and it will be way more cheaper than a press release. Do not cloak truth in veils of falsehood, nor shroud the light of honesty when it burns in your grasp. The code you write will testify against you. Seek not the cheapest path, but the righteous one. And be foremost in good deeds.